Welcome to this guided sitting meditation. For this period of time, you may want to find a quiet and comfortable place you can sit. You can sit on a cushion on the floor or on a firm chair, or find a position that works for you, even if that means lying down. If sitting upright for longer periods of time is uncomfortable for you, find a position that works for you. The importance is being able to feel comfortable and wear clothing which allows you to breathe comfortably. You can close your eyes or choose to cast a gaze in front of you. If you are sitting upright, whether on a cushion, on the floor, in a chair, choose to adopt an attitude of being upright and dignified. Keeping those two words in mind can help you assume a proper posture for sitting. Dignified, meaning you're awake and the upper body is relatively straight, not stiff, not leaning in any direction, but upright. Shoulders back so that it's easy to breathe. While sitting here right now, feeling a certain amount of dignity in this moment, taking a few moments to just settle in to this posture, whichever position you've chosen, to become aware of the body sitting here, making the adjustments to bring the body upright, not slump or leaning, becoming aware perhaps of the body in this position. And if you notice your awareness fading away to some degree, becoming more aware of the breath, of the body breathing. And as we sit today, this breath will become like an anchor or rooted, a central focus to bringing us to this present moment. To leave us here, to lead us here when perhaps our minds wander. We find ourselves attending to other things, other times, feelings, thoughts. Remembering that the breath is always here. And in doing this meditation, it's important to embody a sense of compassion towards ourselves, patience, curiosity, noticing the times when we are judging or struggling and letting go of the judging and struggling mind. Simply allowing our experience to be with what it is. There is no right or wrong way to be doing this in this moment, right here, right now. Beginning to drop into awareness of breathing. Perhaps focusing upon the sensations with breathing. The coolness of the air moving past the nostrils, down into the chest. The feeling of the expanding and contracting rib cage. The rise and fall of the belly associated with the diaphragm. And the movement of the air back out. Not breathing in any particular way or trying to get anywhere other than where we are right now in this moment. Just watching the breath, breathing, moving in and moving back out. Sitting here from time to time, we may find our minds wandering, our attention captured by something or other than the breath in this moment. It may be a thought, a sound, a taste in the mouth, smell, sensation in the body, an itch, a tingling, something painful. And there may be an emotion that arises. Simply noticing that all of these are thoughts that are rising in the field of our awareness, and that we don't necessarily need to become attached to any of them. And when we find that we've become attached, we can simply peel our attention off that sticky subject or object. Simply move our attention back to this breath, in this moment, right here, right now. In this way, the breath becomes our foundation. We're like a tree rooted into the earth, or an anchor for our wandering attention, a place to which we can return over and over again. Being gentle but firm, returning to the breath, returning to this moment in this time, a place, sitting here, finding our way back to the breath. You may be aware at times of noticing your thoughts about the performance meditating here today. Thoughts that you're doing it well, thoughts that you're struggling with it, thoughts that you're not doing it well, or that some other meditation was better than this one or worse. Seeing if we can just let go of those thoughts and be aware of them as thoughts. Thoughts that arise the same as a sound or a smell or a sensation that lingers in our awareness. And the move towards letting them fade away, or they may become stronger or change in some way. But what is always there is this breath in this moment, regardless of what comes and goes in the mind, the rising and falling away of thoughts, feelings, and memories and ideas. Beneath it all, we are sitting here with this breath right here, right now. There will be moments in any sitting meditation when something happens with our body, calls our attention. It could be the beginning of a small itch, or something more challenging as a pain in the knee, or back, or neck, or someplace else. Remembering that it's not required that one sit like a statue throughout the sitting meditation. But it is worthwhile to explore the possibility of remaining still, becoming aware of sensations, and then choosing one's response. Your response might be to move or shift or scratch. That response might be to do nothing. And the response might be different. It's not about your response. It's about the awareness of the sensation, the awareness of what arises in this moment, bringing full attention to this moment and all of the different angles of it. Once we are aware of what's here, we can make a mindful choice about what's called for, as there is no right or wrong way to be doing this. Feeling the breath at the center of all of it. Place to return, to ride the wave of the breath. Feeling the breath as a circular process, not a linear one. In and out, but more of a circular process. A drawing of the breath in, a reaching of a peak of inspiration. Aware of being in that peak experience, like standing on the top of a ridge, beginning to move that breath out of the body into expiration. The breath slowly exiting the body and reaching a point in which it's all excited. Feeling that transition point in the beginning of another cycle. The breath in its essence has no ending or beginning, just a continual cycling that we can be aware of at any point along that cycle, at any time. Feeling the cool air come in and the warm air come out. We may find ourselves noticing sounds around us. Things about what we hear, interpreting, translating, associating to these sounds. Seeing if we can become a bit more like an antenna. It picks up these sounds, but simply does only that. It doesn't interpret the sound. It doesn't make sense of the sound. It just senses the sounds. We experience these sounds without thinking. Returning again and again to this breath, seeing if we can remain resting in awareness of this breath, and notice the arising of thoughts or sounds or sensations. Simply observing them without getting caught up in them, arising and falling away. Aware of breathing. Breathing not just in the nostrils or in the mouth or in the neck or in the chest or in the belly, but breathing. The entire process, this process of bringing in oxygen into the body, dispersing it throughout the body into the bloodstream. And then the reverse process, the body discarding byproducts into the oxygen, into the blood, into the lungs, back out, and the expiration. It's an amazing, complex process that keeps us alive, happening right here. right under our noses. Breathing in clean oxygen from trees and plants. Breathing out carbon dioxide to give back to the trees and plants. Just a continual cycle. Taking just a moment to acknowledge ourselves for taking this time, having made this effort. It is a lot of effort. It is effort to be present. To cultivate an attitude of equanimity, of presence, of openness, acceptance, willingness to accept this moment as it is, because it's here. So acknowledging ourselves for having done this, for having taken this time to be present with what is here in our lives in this moment.